Is it true that we as human beings, we are on top of the pile of all the creatures? We are supposed to be the peak. Maybe there's something more to be done, but right now we are on the top. But is it also true that whenever human beings utter the word human, they're always talking in terms of, oh, I'm only human. The word human is always related to the limitations of being human. Very few people ever have used this word, I'm human, referring to the immensity of being human. Always the limitations of being human. So, somewhere we miss the fundamental point. The point is this: is it true that every other creature on this planet, a worm, an insect, a bird, an animal, with a millionth of our brain, they're conducting their life process quite well? Hello?
Yes.
Are they? When I say life process, we are born, they are born, just like that. We grow up, they grow up. We make a living, they make a living. We may reproduce, they reproduce. We do all this with enormous fuss. They simply do it. Yes or no? Every simple thing, we're doing it with enormous fuss. They are simply doing it. Different various processes of life and death, they're doing it without fuss. We are doing everything with great fuss. Is this a sign of highest level of intelligence, I'm asking? We are supposed to be the most intelligent, and there is no question that we have the most evolved neurological process on the planet, yes? We have the most evolved neurological system that we must be able to sense and feel and experience and perceive, understand and express things in the highest possible way. But no other creature on the planet is struggling like the human creature right now. This is simply because you have been given a super computer. Do you agree with me that this is the most sophisticated gadget on the planet? But now the question is, have you read the user's manual? That's all. People have not read the user's manual for the most complex machine on the planet and somehow blundering through, somehow trying to use it. Everything is a problem. Tell me one thing that human beings are not suffering. If they're poor, they suffer their poverty. You make them rich, they suffer the taxes. If they're not educated, they suffer that. Put them to school, lot of suffering. Not married, they suffer that. Get them married. I didn't say anything. I didn't say a thing, okay? No children, some people suffer that. Children, daily suffering. So you seem to be suffering every aspect of life. So if you offer death, will you go joyfully? No, you will suffer that. So tell me one thing that we are not suffering. Now people weave philosophies, life is suffering. No, life is not suffering, nor is it a joy. It's simply there, it's a phenomenon. If you ride it, it feels fantastic. If you're crushed by it, it feels terrible. So are you riding the wave of life or are you being crushed by it? That's all the question is. We are experiencing life the way we are experiencing, not because that's how life is, because that's how we are. Our experience of life is essentially determined by us, not by what's happening around us. There are situations in the world, family, work, street, many things, nation, world, all kinds of situations. Whatever happens in the outside situation has a certain amount of impact on our physical lives. Definitely it has, isn't it? but it does not determine the nature of our experience. The nature of our experience simply depends on how we are. Situations, of course, are dependent on million other people. Your life situation right now, living in Kolkata, what every citizen of Kolkata is doing has some impact on your life situations. But it need not have any impact on your experience of life. Because your experience of life is essentially determined by you and you alone, nobody else but you. If you understand this, that is the basis of sadhana. You're sitting down with your eyes closed just to understand experientially that everything that I experience is coming from within me. Pain and pleasure are coming from within you. Joy and misery are coming from within you. Agony and ecstasy is happening from within you. If you understand this much, then would you choose pain or pleasure? Would you choose joy or misery? Agony or ecstasy? That's all, you know the choice. If you are confused about the choice, then you would need a lot of lessons. Your choice is clear for yourself, 100% clear. So when it is so clear, choice is clear, only thing is your ability to make the choice. That's all you need to enhance. If you did not know what to choose, it would be more complicated. Your choice is 100% clear, only to be able to choose. That's what sadhana is about, not about losing it, and about getting it back. That you're able to choose what should happen within you right now. Misery or joy, agony or ecstasy, pain or pleasure, what should happen in this? You are the only person who's determining this. But you know, sometimes if you're miserable, you get some things. Right from childhood you've been trained like this. If you act miserable, somebody will attend to you. You will get certain things. As a child you were miserable, your mother gave you 2 extra rasgullas. That manifested something in your mind. If I'm miserable, I'll get what I want. But if you're miserable, whatever you get, what's the point? Yes, once you're miserable, whatever you get, what is the point? If you're joyful, you don't get anything, so who the hell cares? So, clear this out. Sadhana and experience of life are not in any way connected to make it miserable or joyful. Sadhana is just giving you access to realize your experience of life is caused by you and you alone, nobody else but you. That's what sadhana is about. It is not trying to make you joyful, it is not trying to make you blissful, it is not trying to make you miserable, no. It is just bringing the awareness that it is you who's causing it. Once you understand it's you who's causing it, experientially, not here, you will cause utmost pleasantness, isn't it? Will you cause misery? No. You will cause utmost pleasantness, nothing less than that. It is important in everybody's life that whatever time that's possible for you, maybe a week in a year or 15 days in a year or whatever, twice a year or whichever way, but you must invest a certain amount of time just for this being, it's very important. Not for your career, not for your family, not for this, not for that, just for this being. A little amount of time at least every year, allotting that will pay off in a big way. If you do not invest on this will remain stagnant. Without investment, there'll be no dividend, isn't it? Yes, the whole country may be in an economic boom, but if you have not invested, you'll remain right there.